everybody, this is another episode of Transformers Reviews, and today I'm really excited to bring you guys a review of something that's really kind of hard to find nowadays. Transformers Beast Machines Primal Prime, otherwise known as the highly sought after repaint of Optimus. He still retains his size and everything, and y'all have to forgive me, I don't really want to move him around because my filming area is somewhat limited, but I'll just give you guys kind of a glimpse of the color schemes. Basically, if this is kind of a follow-up to my Ape-Linq review, because Ape-Linq is the sub-commander, he is the basically he's the alpha commander of the Wreckers, and I just love the fact that they use the mold from Optimus. He's one of my favorite all-time Beast Wars, and basically just putting him in Optimus Prime's color scheme. Doesn't look that bad. A lot of the details on Primal Prime are actually a lot better than Optimus's, and I'll kind of give you a reason why. Is you can kind of see here on his hands, right? Maybe it's not kind of carrying through. The paint kind of fades from this dark blue into this white, and even there's some blue over here, and kind of the same mistake on his feet. Now on the camera it just looks like a hard contrast, but if you were to see it in person, there's more of a gradual fade that's going on. And one thing that I do like is the difference. I'll show you Optimal Optimus here in a second, but the reflective blue chrome on here is darker than on Optimus. On Optimus it's a little bit lighter. And one thing is the blast shields up here on the top of his arms. As opposed to Optimus, these are semi-transparent. They're red, but you can kind of see through them and everything. And on Optimus, they're just solid colored. And a lot of Primal Prime stuff is the same way. Here you have a translucent beginning of the gun that you can kind of see through, and then it fades to this silverish paint. And one thing that I'm really loving on this is, let's see if I can get him right here. The red reflective on here is a nice contrast to the original blue that they used on Optimus. And the forearms are now white instead of black. And overall, as much as I love Optimal Optimus, I'm going to have to give the color scheme to Primal Prime. Everything, even the gorilla face, is really kind of cool. Even the fade job to the semi-clear red down here from the silver, I mean, that seems to be a trend. And even the red, on Optimus it was more of a maroon, and this is like a dark red. So, I mean, overall, even in his beast mode, which is not one of my absolute favorites, he doesn't look really all too terrible. Gosh, I hope we can get both these guys in here. Let's see here. Boom. Do not monkey with these guys. They're like, "What's up, bro?" Boom. Okay, I'm sorry. That was stupid. Anyway, but from what you can see here, you've got oranges and blues and grays, maroons, blacks. Over here, red, white, silver, and blue. It's just, yeah, I'm digging it, really. Let's not have you guys look like you're holding hands. You can fist bump, but no holding hands. So anyway, here you can obviously see the differences between these two guys. And not to be beating a dead horse, but even though this guy is a later release of this design, it wasn't that far apart. So, it is entirely possible that Optimus was kind of like their test ground as far as seeing how like a layout and the placement of all these things and such. By the time Primal Prime came along, they kind of figured out and were able to make the slight improvements. Now there is one difference, and I'll show you guys in robot mode. And anyway, it has to deal with the cannons. Personally, I like leaving them like this, but in the show I think he had his cannons like this. And I have not read all the Wreckers comics, so I don't know if Primal Prime ever transformed into a beast mode. But definitely there was like once or twice Optimus did it when he was Optimus. So again, a little bit of difference as with all the Beast Wars figures that were Transmetals. They put the name on the chest And as you saw on Primal Prime, he doesn't have one. So anyway, but that's cool. It's whatever. So anyway, let's take a look at these guys in the tank mode. And here we have Primal Prime in his tank mode, and or armored convoy, I guess is what they call it. He actually doesn't look too bad. He's kind of imposing. Really, all this is as you'll see later on, it's just a alteration of his jet mode. As you know, obviously you can see the jet feet there on the back, which is kind of some cool little detailing they put in there. And then you got the little red wheels down here that are kind of cool, keeping with the shiny reflective bits and such. So, I mean, you know, hey, he don't look bad. I'd hate to be a, you know, Predacon or Viacon or somebody having to go up against this behemoth of a tank. I mean, really, I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. You know, it's cool. I mean, if you saw Beast Machines where Megatron had a body similar to this, or you saw, you know, Optimus, I mean, this tank mode's pretty tough, and really fast, really durable. And so to actually have a physical translation of this, you know, form, such as in Primal Prime, it's really kind of cool. And actually, what I'll go ahead and show you right now is this retains the electronic features. Oh, I'm an idiot. It retains electronic features that were present in the Optimal Optimus. Now they've made one alteration. Is on here on the back, they have a button. This operates the electronics, if you can kind of see. And this pulls and it launches the missiles. And on Optimal Optimus, what they did with him was, as you can see, there's nothing there like that. Nothing at all. So, I mean, I guess they were tired of people pulling the trigger to look at the electronics and getting shot in the face, or what have you. Anyway, let's, I don't know if this is going to work now. But, I mean, hey, whatever. You know? It's a well thought. I mean, it kind of, a lot of people say, oh, this is just a, you know, another mode they just threw in there to make Optimus a quadruple change or whatever. Even if that is the case, I don't care. It looks cool on either one of these guys. So anyway, let's take a look at Primal Prime in his jet mode. And this with robot mode is probably my favorite mode for this mold, because that just looks cool. And after seeing how Optimus handled a jet mode like this in Beast Wars, I love the overall design. I mean, you know, for a toy in the 90s, they were kind of killer with how they did this, and it looks good too. I mean, honestly, that just looks legit. Man, I love it. I love it. I mean, and see, this Primal Prime, my Optimal Optimus is loose after, you know, just being used over the years. You know, when I was a kid, and then after, you know, I stopped playing with them, just transforming him. I mean, just taking his toll on Optimus. So a lot of his joints are loose. This Primal Prime, a lot of his joints, it's just like a brand new figure. So I'm loving it, because on Optimus the arms kind of droop a little bit. Well, in Primal Prime, this sucker's still stiff. I mean, even though the beast mode is hidden here on the bottom, on Optimus the head droops down on him. Primal Prime, the sucker stays tucked up in there. Like I said, I think this probably ties with robot mode for how much I love it. It's awesome. So, I mean, just as a comparison, let's bring Droopy Arms in here. And, you know, I'm ragging on it. But like I said, Optimus can't help what's happened due to age. So, I mean, see what I mean? Beast head's drooping down. And you can't really get much of a comparison, can you? But, you know, whatever. Let's just... I can't fit them both in there. This is Optimus. You know, same cool stuff going on here, but you know, hands down. And I love the orange on Optimus. It is really cool. I mean, he's spot on for colors and representation of how he looked in the show. And the only thing is Primal Prime probably does it a little bit better. Anyway, alright, enough of that. Let's take a look at Primal Prime in his last and, like I said, probably one of his better modes, Robot Mode. And looky there. This is just one of the many configurations you can put the wings in. I personally like it like this. I liked winging modes. I mean, for crying out loud, I leave the wings on my Beast Machines, you know, Savage Noble, just because I like it like that. But, I mean, you can actually, I mean, if you don't like that, you can fold them back, you know, or what have you. And, I mean, he does look like, Optimus looks like that in the show. I keep wanting to call him Optimus. They're just so close, and it's so late, I just don't even care anymore. I mean, overall, the robot mode's not bad. I mean, this is basically, I think whenever they design this mold, the robot mode is basically the one that everything else seems to be designed around. All the other modes are just a slight permutation of robot mode. You know, with the jet mode and tank modes just being slight permeations of each other off of the robot mode, and then gorilla mode is just its own sort of thing. So I mean, you know, overall I'm digging how he looks. I mean, the face in the comics, if you know Prime, he has a face plate like Optimus Prime, and I mean, if you look at it, I wasn't kidding before whenever I said they were going for an Optimus Prime G1 color scheme. I mean, look at the coloring of the legs, the feet, the hands, the arms. I mean, everything about it. The only thing is his head is not entirely blue. I mean, they can't get much more. They can't get a whole lot closer. But I mean, you know, they weren't going for a identical one either. So the one difference that he does, the one thing that Optimus has that he doesn't, and it's not a big deal, is down here on his legs. There's like these little bits are colored in and everything, but that's not a big deal considering all the adjustments and the different variations they put on Primal Prime that just put him above Optimus. So I mean, for a little comparison here, we have you know, Winged Optimus. So let's put his things back here. And let's see if these guys, okay, yeah, they're both on camera. One of the things that you'll notice is Primal Prime has a gun over here, and he used it in the comics. It's something that Optimus came with at first, with this little nice orange, you know, burnt orange, or whatever. The one down thing is there's little slots on the arms on both these guys, and it plugs into a hole right here. Now, if you can see on this one, an Optimus broke a long time ago. So I'm always trying to kind of be careful and make sure that I don't just push it down all the way on Primal Prime, because I don't want to break his gun like Optimus is. Now, I mean, even if it is broken, it'll still plug in and hold. And, you know, for this guy, I don't know, I guess it's just the length of his arms that makes the gun look ridiculous. I mean, the gun's appropriate size for him, but it just looks sort of weird in his hand. Now, the illustration of Primal Prime using his gun doesn't look as bad, but we're talking about the figures here. It doesn't seem to flow as well. But, I mean, you know, you saw it in storage. It can be stored up here in this mode or whatever, or off to the side, whatever your preference is. So, you know, one of the things is the blast away shields on the forearms. That's, as you saw whenever he was in ape mode, you can actually take these off and place them up here. And so anyway, it's just, you know, there's lots of versatility with this figure. He surpasses Optimus in a lot of ways. I'm not including the droopy arm syndrome. Like I said, that's due to age. Optimus can't help that. Whenever Optimus was new, he had just the same stiffness as Primal Prime, if I remember right. So you're going to be able to find Optimal Optimus a lot easier and a lot more affordable. Primal Prime's more of a hard to find item nowadays. And I mean, he can go for upwards of like, you know, $200. I got mine for a lot cheaper than that. But anyway, overall, I have to say that I like this figure. No complaints. One of my favorite molds, recolored, awesome. And so anyway, you know, what's more awesome than having two of your favorite thing in two awesome color schemes? So anyway, with risking knocking them off your display over here. So anyway, this has been the Transformers review of Primal Prime, and stay tuned for more reviews by Transformers Reviews.